All right, everyone, here we go. How about a Friday reading? I love the Friday reading. I love the weekly reading. They're the two most powerful readings I do. I explode the soulmate cycle right on the table here. This is what your person's thinking and feeling under the current energies. It is one card for each sign. Pay attention to everything that's on the table. It all matters because you're part of a cycle. This isn't your horoscope. I'm just dividing the cycle up into 12 pieces, that's all. There's a text at the top of the description. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless whenever you find it. Tomorrow I pull on the week ahead, which aside from moving into Sagittarius season, of course, with the sun and all, has a new moon and Jupiter going direct. I mean, it's a lot going on here. Okay, there's a lot going on. Not to mention Thanksgiving here in the U.S., of course. But that said, let's talk about the pre-shuffle here. In that reading, I ask what actions your person's likely to take. In this one, it's what they're thinking and feeling. And if you watched a 3-card I did yesterday, then you'll get this pre-shuffle. It'll make sense to you. It's the 6 of Pentacles, giving, right? Can I give to this? Well, I say can because it's crossed by a Page of Cups. It's this little girl holding a cup with a big tidal wave behind her. And there's a lot coming up. There's a lot that has come up. The energy right now is making people a little loose with the lips, if you will, as I said in the 3-card the other day. Think about a tidal wave, right? It only shows itself when it gets close to shore. Out there in the open water, you wouldn't even know it's there. You could sit there in a canoe and it could go right under you. Moving at the speed of a jet airliner, by the way. Right underneath you, no idea. But when it gets close to shore, which is what this is showing us, it shows itself. They're feeling all this. They're not sure if they can give to it. This little girl doesn't know how to handle that tidal wave. But there's a big fear of missing out energy here with this 5 of Pentacles. There's a feeling of winter if we don't give this tidal wave. But they're looking for a shortcut. The 5 of Swords crossing that 5 of Pentacles. Short-sightedness a little bit. Can I get by with just being this little girl, or do I have to talk about the wave kind of a thing? But it makes no difference. All right. This is the 6 of Swords. I just talked about the tidal wave in a canoe out on open water. Right? It's been there the whole time. It always has. Somebody needs to smooth things out. And nothing short, and I'm going to explain this in a second, 3 of Cups, nothing short of being completely open, which is what the 3 of Cups is. It's the flow of water. Nothing short will do, right? The universe is, there's no way to get past this, because underneath this, crossing the 3 of Cups, is the 7 of Swords. Bullshit is not going to fly. We talked about that. Bullshit is not going to fly. It's just not going to. So, yeah, they're trying to find a shortcut, what they're thinking and feeling, maybe trying to push it back. It's not, you can't push back a tidal wave, right? It's very difficult. Let's give the deck a shuffle. Let's pull a Friday reading. Let's see where we go here. Give me the soulmate cycle right now. What's the runner thinking and feeling under the current energies? We got some big energies happening. We're right in, Mercury is already in Sagittarius. And that's, you got to understand my Venus in Sagittarius reading to really get the most out of Mercury in Sagittarius, which I'm going to pull this weekend. I wanted to give it a few days to percolate in there, because Mercury, as I said in the 3-card reading the other day, Mercury in Sagittarius, it gets bored, it gets antsy, and it gets lippy. It gets a little lippy. All right, what are they thinking and feeling right now? I can try and find shortcuts all they want, but all right, I got my shuffle. The overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table. Very interesting card, the 2 of Pentacles. Again, that backs up the pre-shuffle. Everybody, it's decision time, right? They've been juggling 2 things. One thing they don't like, whether it's a person they're with or behavior within themselves, right? Oh, and you. And it's the energy is, that tidal wave is right there. If we can see the tidal wave, it's close to shore, right? We can't see it when it's out there out in the open water. It'd go right under a canoe. You wouldn't even know it was there. You'd feel like a regular ripple on the water, if anything. All right, it's decision time. Our story starts with Aries, or position 1, as I call it to the universe, and it ends with Pisces. Everything matters. At least for all of you, at least 9 of these will resonate. So write down what resonates and add it all up at the end. I'll have the universe added up at the end anyway. Aries, where are we here? Where does our story begin? With an Ace of Wands. Yep. Somebody wants, it begins with somebody wanting a new beginning here, okay? And that doesn't surprise me in the Aries position. We always get this kind of card in the Aries position here, or a Fool, or something along those lines. It is. It's a passionate new beginning, but it is a bit of a, again, because of this, right? And because of what we talked about in the pre-shuffle, it is a bit of lighting a cigarette in the wind. You know, that lighter keeps going out, and it lights up, and it goes out, and it lights up, and that's kind of what's happening right now. And it's true. The 1111 portal, we'll just talk about that. There's many energies involved around that, but the 1111 portal woke people up. And as I said in a recent reading, I think it was the mid-month, they didn't want to be woken up. And when you don't want to be woken up, you get a little grumpy. And that grumpiness is not being helped by Mercury and Sagittarius, I will tell you. Taurus, 10 of Cups. Yeah, somebody's pretending that everything's great, that they're happy, you know. I think I did a reading for you the other day. That jives with it. Somebody's, you know, pretending they're living their best life. They're in their ego a little bit. It's all fake. It's all phony. They want another shot. They want another chance, right? Take a look at your energy update I did for you the other day. It'll clear up that big time. Gemini, Wheel of Fortune. Somebody here keeps getting talked around. Somebody wants the new beginning. They want to get out. But somebody, I think it's somebody, I do, or somebodies, right, on their side. It could be themselves, talking themselves, but I think it's a third energy, external energy, I should say, that talks them around and convinces them that what they've got is happy and they should stay, but it's fake. It's not happy. But there's some energy that has undue influence on this person. Okay, so what they're thinking and feeling right now, it's spinning. It's a spinning wheel. It's going around. It's like what I said about the Ace of Wands, trying to light a cigarette in a hurricane. The lighter keeps going out. It lights someone, except in their case, someone blows it out. It's not a hurricane. It's just an asshole standing next to you trying to be funny. All right, that's what I get. We'll see what happens in the weekly reading tomorrow. Cancer, the hot spot of the connection cycle. Everybody's an honorary Cancer in this soulmate cycle, so y'all should pay attention. Any Cancer reading is an all signs reading, and this position is definitely all signs, even though technically everything is, but this is big time. Two of Swords, that doesn't surprise me, our overall energy. The Cancer card should always resonate with the overall energy for sure, because they're the hot spot of the cycle. It's the same thing. It's more an energy of someone knows what they want to do, but there's none so blind as those who will not see. They keep trying to look away from it. They can't. There's two Ace of Swords here, and I know from my offline readings in particular that those two Ace of Swords go to one, an Ace of Swords, which means that there's only one clear choice here. And somebody is thinking about you a lot, but they're also thinking, can I or can't I? You know, kind of a back and forth thing. Leo, it's what they're thinking and feeling. There's not a lot of love falling on the table. What's falling on the table here is a lot of suppression of it. A lot of, again, grumpiness. A lot of, I didn't want to be woken up by this 1111 portal. Fuck you, 1111 portal. Right? And, you know, it's like if you wake somebody up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're not supposed to. They didn't want to be woken up. They're going to be a little grumpy. Like, hey, what the fuck? I was sleeping. You know, but what they had that was happiness was kind of bullshit. Leo, speaking of bullshit happiness. 10 of Swords. Leo can't take it anymore. Of all the people that are going to be lippy in this, and I get, the energy I get from the Leo angle is someone who's in a toxic relationship that they should have gotten out of a long time ago. May have even left several times and then come back and keeps reconciling it. Probably because of self-worth issues or past pain they haven't dealt with. 10 Swords, somebody is just going to just say something that's going to put 10 swords in something. It's another one of those periods where they're going to leave for a little while and then maybe come back and reconcile. We'll have to see. But somebody here is going to is just being forced to look at things that they carpet swept. Can I put it that way? It's very strong. What they feel about you is that it's probably too late. It's probably over. It's a bit of a woe is me attitude. But I can tell you it isn't. It's not, because I'm drawn to the owl. When I'm drawn to the owl, it's still alive. The owls hunt live food. They aren't carrion birds like vultures and things like that. They don't go, if it's dead, the owl doesn't care, right? The owl wants to hunt it, kill it, eat it fresh, right? And so it's still alive whenever I'm drawn to the owl. But they can convince themselves of whatever they want. However, in a flip of that energy, it also applies to whatever's on their side, whoever they're married to or in a relationship with, because that's going to be over in the coming week for sure. At least in their head anyway. But there's a chance they might reconcile. Even when they put 10 swords in something, it's not dead. It's not fully dead. It can be fixed. All right? Jesus. Virgo. 4 of Pentacles. Someone's afraid to approach you. Someone's just holding back, holding on to their pentacle, holding on to their ego quite a bit. That runner. That's all that's coming up here. I got no message for you. I just have an energy that's attached to you is just trying to forget. And it seems to be a theme of what's falling on the table. Like I told you, they didn't want to be woken up. Well, too bad. We live in the energy. It's not like we can control the energies that are around us. We're just a little speck. We're just a human being. That's all. We don't control the environment we live in any more than a fish controls the water it lives in. You're stuck in this lake, buddy. Okay, deal with it. It is what it is. We're stuck in the lake. We're just lake trout, that's all. Somebody here just, refusing to budge on their ego, trying to forget about it because their ego got hurt, focusing more on their pentacles, blah, blah, blah. Libra, Queen of Wands. What your person's thinking and feeling about you right now is how attractive you are. You're definitely, they're basically spank banking you. I mean, it's a Steve way to put it, right? But there's a huge attraction here. Somebody here is refusing to go deep. It's a superficial energy, meaning they're focused more on the attraction than they are on why they're attracted, right? And when they try to figure out why they're attracted, it's for very superficial reasons. And that's why that we keep seeing somebody coming towards you, and then they're not, and then they kind of hang back. It's exactly what I have here. But anyway, somebody's very attracted to you. You're definitely in their dreams, in their thoughts, in the spank bank right now, in the current energy, no doubt. But very superficial approach to it. I don't like that. Scorpio, my hot Scorpios. King of Wands, look at that. Jesus, these two have been hanging together for a while from a lot of different decks, and I shuffled the shit out of these decks. I mean, we use these decks like crazy. It's just somebody, what are they thinking and feeling? Again, it's attraction. It is, but it's somebody pretending that they're puffing themselves up. They're afraid to come towards you, and they're puffing themselves up because they're intimidated by you. So they're telling themselves that I'm making the decision to just sit here on my throne like everything is great. But really, they're not. The decision's being made by their fear. The King of Wands fears anything real. Always goes for the low-hanging fruit, so that it boosts the ego. Yeah, I banged every girl in my town, says the King of Wands. No, not really, not the good ones, just the easy ones, the party girls, the ones that, there was no attachment. It was just, yeah, you could do that, that's easy. And that's what the King of Wands does. And this person here, and I'm not saying your person's like that, I'm just describing the energy. This person here is a king in their own little room, the king of their room. And they're just telling themselves, they refuse to admit that they're intimidated by you. They're just saying, nah, I don't want that, like that. Playing it off like it's cool, it's fine. It's not fine. Because this energy is feedbacking like a motherfucker off of 10 swords. They're worried that it's over. And this right here, this 2 of swords, the Cancer god. So you're definitely on their mind. So I don't know what this is about. This could be a work-related relationship too. Scorpio, this could be somebody very jealous of you. Be careful about that, because the King of Wands can be very manipulative when they get jealous. They like to have things their way, right? They're the Burger King. So be careful about that, Sagittarius. Oh, God. 5 of Cups. Now, finally, I don't have to give you a lecture. The 5 of Cups. I say this to you a lot, Sagittarius. Okay? There's 2 energies here. I don't mean 2 people. I mean 2 layers, 2 main layers to the energy. On the one side, you've got someone who feels like if they don't have you, nothing's going to go right for them. In other words, it is a little of that opportunist energy that sees you as something that would benefit them or someone that would benefit them. But there's another energy here where you're attached to this, where one of the things this girl is realizing, okay, is, I say this to you sometimes, in this energy, in the current point that we're at in the soulmate cycle, Sagittarius is the one sign that might be better off by themselves, you know, because of the choices that are around them and because of the things coming in. I'm not saying that if the person comes in, you should blow them off. What I'm saying is be your own best friend, okay? Heed your own counsel, all right? That's pretty much what I got there. But yeah, somebody's thinking about you a lot, but it's because you're shiny, okay? Shiny object. It's feedbacking a little bit off of what I told Libra here, okay? There's an attraction, but it's a very superficial attraction, so be careful about that. Heed your own counsel. Capricorn, 8 of Pentacles. Again, distracting. Didn't want to be woken up, distracting themselves, trying to get, but not in a bad way, trying to get themselves in an energy. This is the card of the worker, right? The apprentice, whatever, working, trying to get enough money to get to the 8 of Pentacles, or the 9 of Pentacles, excuse me, which is retirement and, you know, independently, find freedom, all that kind of stuff. Somebody here is trying to get themselves in the right energy. It's almost like somebody psyching themselves up, right? That's just what I get. That's what they're thinking and feeling about you right now. Maybe they feel like you're higher vibration than they are, which tends to translate as somebody feels inferior in some way or whatever, or feels like it might turn into a fight, so they're going to let the dust settle. It could be any of that. The same frequency of energy plays out differently in different situations. So I'm reading for thousands of people. You're all not dealing with the same person, so I just try to give you the general vibe of the energy, and you just kind of expand on it and fit it where you can. But that's basically what's going on. There could be dust that needs to settle. It could be somebody who feels inferior, feels like that they have to have this before I go talk to Capricorn. But they are focused on a project of some kind. The energy isn't focused directly on you. It's on what they're doing, whatever that is. Okay? I don't know. It's going to be 1,000 different things for 1,000 different people. Aquarius, Page of Swords. You have a runner energy that's still attached to you, even though I think you've probably written this energy off. It's like I get an image of a little boy playing in the yard, right? This is like a pretend sword playing in the yard a little bit. In other words, they're trying to overcome some disappointment by sort of dreaming about you, but what they do in the dream, when they dream about you, is they disappoint themselves in the dream. In other words, it's like, I'm going to dream about this person that I love, and we're going to go on a nice picnic, and we're going to have a nice day, and at some point during the dream, and we get this energy a lot in this cycle, not usually for your angle, but it's at some point in that daydream, which should be nice, you would think you can control your daydreams. At some point it turns into a nightmare. Right? You're attacked by aliens or giant ants, or some other dude comes up and takes the girl away. It's like that. It's very strange. They're thinking about you a lot, but their own daydreams are disappointing. You know, they disappoint themselves in their own daydreams when they think about you, and it's because they never told you how they felt. And deep down inside, they're very guilty about that. They feel bad about that. And they're always going to feel bad about that unless they stop doing this shit. This just refires that energy is all it does. All right? You're also, there's another energy around you that's checking you out. Okay? It's a little thin band of spying energy. Somebody checking you out. The spying energy is small right now. For all of you. I'm talking to all of you. The spying energy is small right now, but it's going to get bigger. But it makes sense that it's small right now. These people don't want to look at what's come up, at what 1111 and all the energies that are around it showed them, right? They don't want to see it. They didn't want to be woken up. But they can't help but keep an eye on you. You know, they can't help that. There's strong attraction here. I got both the King and Queen of Wands on the table. What's going on with Pisces? Our story began with an Ace of Wands, which I rather prefer my analogy of this card, or my analysis of it based on what I said around Gemini. It's like some asshole standing next to you blowing out the lighter, thinking they're being funny. It's like that, you know, trying to distract themselves. Really, it's just stupid. What's going on, Pisces? Remember, you're tied to Leo too, whether you know a Leo or not. So we gotta. Yeah, I knew there was a reason I told you that. Leo got 10 swords. You got 8 swords here. I think you were the one who had in a reading recently, and I think this came up in a recent 3 card too, that split 10 of cups, where it was actually 2 5 of cups, where they regret one side of how they behaved, and then they regret you, and there's sadness. The whole thing is just, you know, it was like that. Ugh, kind of a thing. Somebody here, there's a lot of fear being generated here. Somebody's overthinking what they need to do. Okay? They're overthinking what they need to do. This person, for some of you, may have even come to talk to you. You may have already heard from this person. You don't have to have, but some of you may have already heard from this person. And, you know, even after they told you you couldn't be together, right? But they're overthinking it so much. It may have been a confusing conversation, or they may have still seemed like the Burger King a little bit, you know. But in reality, they know exactly what they want to do, all right? I believe in the coming week, and we'll see what happens tomorrow in the weekly reading. I believe, because I have 10 swords here and you're tied with Leo, just talking to Pisces here, I believe they put 10 swords in this 8 swords way of thinking. I think we might see some forward movement here. All right? Might. I don't know. I'm just saying, I feel like this is coming to an end, this 8 swords. But you're heavy on their mind. You're all they're thinking about. The problem is they're overthinking, and you shouldn't do that. Let's grab the Light Seer deck. Let's have the universe add all this up for us. Let's do it. So, I mean, as a whole, even without pulling the 3 cards and a bottom card, having the universe add it up, as a whole, everybody, it's pretty much what we've been getting. Everybody's person didn't want to be woken up. They don't want to look at the stuff that they've carpet swept. But in the coming week, in this energy, as we ride out the month of November, they have to. Which all of this leads to massive new beginnings in December, which my Q4 reading, October, November, December reading, told us, right? The Ace of Pentacles crossed by the Fool. It's burned in my brain. I don't remember any other card that fell on the table except the Ace of Pentacles crossed by the Fool in the December column. That's massive. It's still burned in my brain. That means it's pretty powerful. So, yeah, they may not want to look at this. They may not have wanted to be woken up, but they are. So, you know, I don't want to go to the dentist when I go there, but I'm there. So, you know, whether I want to be there or not, I'm there. That son of a bitch is always going to find something. And there's always something. There's always something hidden, some kind of thing. It's the same thing here. All that stuff they carpet swept, they don't want to look at, but they have to. And a lot of it is getting blurted out in the coming week. So if they're married or in a relationship, it's going to be a snippy week. I see it here in the Leo position. Leo's person can't hide from... They love being in the spotlight. They say that about Leos. I'll just use this as an example because it's, you know, it's a prime location here in the soulmate cycle. Leos, for example, they say they love being in the spotlight. That's true to a point. Leos like being in the spotlight if it's accenting their good features or making them look good, painting them in a good light. They don't like a lot of their hidden things having a light shown on them. And that's what's happening right now. All that stuff that's hidden is getting lit up. And with Mercury in Sagittarius and Venus in Sagittarius, all of your people are going to be dealing with what they don't want to deal with. So it doesn't matter whether they wanted to be woken up or not, they're fucking awake. All right, let's see where we go here. All right, give me 3 cards and a bottom card, universe. Add all this up. Well, I'll show you the bottom card. It's right where we started. It's the Ace of Wands. That's the affecting energy of the 3 cards I'm going to pull. It's crossing the center card. We're having the universe add all this up. I got the World, the most powerful card I can pull. That energy right there is very easy to translate. I can tell you because I already said it. I told you about my dentist, right? I don't want to be there, but I'm there. And he's going to look and dig and find things, and I'm going to, you know, if there's something in there or need a root canal, I'm going to, you know, whatever. I don't want one, but I'm going to get one, right? That's your person. They don't want to be awake, but they are. The energy has changed. And it's going to be a very interesting weekly reading, especially because not even so much the sun moving into Sagittarius or the new moon, those are powerful energies. But the new moon is activated by Jupiter going direct. That's fucking awesome. And Jupiter's direct is going direct in Pisces. That's even more awesome. Jesus Christ. I'll pull on all of it. You don't have to worry about it. But anyway, that's the world. The King of Cups. Again, the Ace of Wands. I talked about some asshole standing next blowing out the lighter while you're trying to light up. You know, it's just like that. It's this person who, again, this is the King of Cups, is afraid to be vulnerable, holds the Ace of Cups, but is very stingy about how they give it, very controlling about it. Oh, I don't want to say too much. And so it's this Ace of Wands that keeps flaring up and going out. This coming week in the energy right now, it's a flare-up. There's a chance for it to stay lit long enough to get something out of it. Okay? There is. All right. So these are read center, left, right. This is just the crossing card on the King. These are read center, left, and what will be right. Just alone, the King of Cups, who normally doesn't open up, the world says the energy's different now. They may not want to be awake, but they are. And that's a key thing to keep in mind. What's read with the world? Temperance. The angel. They may not want to be awake, but they are. Backing up my energy read is a card of communication. It's a card of balanced energy. It's a calming effect. There is a calming effect coming. Just like if you were to wake someone up at 3 in the morning who didn't want to be woken up, you just being an asshole, woke them up, right? They get all grumpy and pissy and everything like that. There's a moment where that calms back down and they fall back asleep, you know, or they just let you off the hook and don't punch you in the head, one or the other. There's a calming effect in the energy that's coming. I think this has a lot to do with Jupiter going direct. I do. I think it has a lot to do with it. All right. So, that being said, that is your reading. I hope it was helpful. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, we do the same thing, but we clarify. And we ask what actions they're likely to take, which way the wind is likely to blow. This should be interesting. This jives with the 3 card I did the other day and a lot of the recent readings I've done. All right, it's just spot on. I like that Temperance is here. I like it. Why? Because this is my mechanic angel. I always say that. I don't say anything or joke about anything that's not part of the energy. This is Archangel Michael. It's a healing energy. It's an energy of truth. It's sort of saying truth wins the day. But where it relates to my mechanic angel is he could fix anything. You could take anything in there and he could fix it. He's a little slow. Takes a lot of smoke breaks, as coincidence would have it, with this Ace of Wands. So he's being even slower now because it's not his lighter's not staying lit. But this is a repairman right here. Okay? Truth always is healing. The truth is healing. Lies cause nothing but pain. The stuff, and we lie to ourselves more than anything else with all this carpet sweeping this person does. They don't want to be awake, but they are. And that's a good thing. It'll bleed in. We got a shot at this lighter staying lit in the coming week and a half ahead. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. Good luck.